The crystal champagne glass shatters on marble. 400 faces turn in unison. A woman screams. A man in a $15,000 tuxedo drops to his knees, clutching a motionless infant whose lips are turning blue. Security radios crackle. Someone yells, "Call 911!" The crowd parts like water. Through the chaos, a small figure moves forward. A 13-year-old boy in a borrowed dress shirt 2 sizes too big. Brown skin, scuffed sneakers, hands trembling but eyes laser-focused. His voice cuts through the panic, clear and steady. "Put him face down on your forearm. Support his head, now!" The billionaire looks up, rage and disbelief colliding in his eyes. "Who the hell are you?" The boy everyone had dismissed as invisible was about to prove he was the only one who could save a life. But 6 hours earlier, nobody at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel even knew his name. The sun sets over Rodeo Drive, painting the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in amber light. Limousines glide to the entrance, unloading tech billionaires, celebrities, venture capitalists. Red carpet. Flash photography. Camera crews capture every arrival. Women in gowns that cost more than a car. Men in watches worth more than a house. This is wealth at its purest concentration. Inside the grand ballroom, crystal chandeliers cast rainbow prisms across white tablecloths. An orchestra tunes instruments. Servers arrange champagne towers with mathematical precision. The event signage gleams in gold. MindCore AI product launch Gala. The future belongs to the qualified. That last phrase sits like a threat disguised as inspiration. 400 guests will fill this room tonight. Each one is carefully selected. Each one belongs to a world where credentials matter more than character, where pedigree trumps potential, where the right last name opens every door and the wrong skin color closes them all. But not everyone here arrived through the front entrance. At the service door, where concrete replaces marble and fluorescent lights replace chandeliers, Carmen Rodriguez pushes through with her 13-year-old son's hand gripped tight. She wears the plain black uniform of the invisible. Women who clean the mess, serve the drinks, and vanish the moment they're no longer needed. Carmen has worked in every luxury hotel in Los Angeles for 20 years. She knows how to be a ghost. Her son Mateo stands beside her, drowning in a button-down shirt from Goodwill, the fabric wrinkled despite her best efforts. His khakis are too short at the ankles. He's growing faster than her paycheck can keep up. Behind budget eyeglasses, his dark eyes take in everything with an intensity that makes people uncomfortable. He clutches a worn backpack covered in patches. Science is for everyone. Future doctor. A faded UCLA logo. Carmen leans down, whispering urgently. "Mijo, you sit in the storage room. Don't make noise. Don't go near the guests." "Mrs. Patterson said if anyone sees you, I'm fired." Mateo nods. "I'll be invisible, Mama." He says it without bitterness, but Carmen's heart cracks anyway. This is what poverty teaches children. How to disappear, how to take up less space, how to apologize for existing. Mrs. Patterson appears, clipboard in hand, face set in permanent disapproval. Head of catering, a woman who climbed just high enough to forget where she came from. "Carmen, I told you no children. This is a high-profile event." Carmen's voice trembles. "My babysitter canceled. I have nobody, please. He'll stay hidden." Mrs. Patterson sighs, like Carmen has personally inconvenienced her. "Storage room C. If Mr. Sterling or any guest sees him, you're both done. Gone." "Yes, ma'am, thank you." As they walk away, Mrs. Patterson mutters to a colleague just loud enough. "Why do they always bring their problems to work?" Mateo heard it. His jaw tightens. Carmen pretends she didn't. Storage room C smells like industrial cleaner and old cardboard. Cleaning supplies lean against walls. Folded linens stack in corners. One small window shows the ballroom's glittering lights in the distance, close enough to see, too far to touch. Mateo sits on a crate and pulls out his backpack. Inside, a medical textbook titled Emergency Pediatric Care, spine held together with tape, every page covered in handwritten notes. A spiral notebook filled with drawings of infant anatomy, CPR steps, a laminated card from the Los Angeles Community Health Program certifying him in infant and child CPR, a crumpled flyer about UCLA medical youth scholars, a worn photograph of him in oversized scrubs at a free clinic, his smile wide. He opens the textbook to a dog-eared page. Chapter 12. Infant Airway Obstruction. His lips move silently as he reads, practicing steps he's memorized 50 times. 5 back blows between shoulder blades. 5 chest thrusts. Check your mouth. Never blind finger sweep. His hands move through the motions in empty air. From the window he can see guests arriving. Designer dresses, diamond necklaces, laughter that sounds like it's never known real worry. In this room, Mateo studies how to save lives. In that room, they study wine lists. The contrast says everything. Carmen appears in the doorway, face already tired. I have to work now. Stay here. Read your books. Don't leave this room for anything. I won't, Mama. She hesitates, then crosses the space and cups his face. You're going to be something special, mijo. One day, people like them will see it. Mateo doesn't believe her, but he nods anyway. She leaves and he returns to his textbook. Outside the window, the gala begins. Inside this room, a boy who's been told his entire life that he doesn't belong prepares for the moment when he'll prove everyone wrong. He just doesn't know it's coming in 3 hours. The ballroom transforms into a temple of technology and wealth. Holographic displays float above tables. Servers glide between guests carrying caviar and $800 wine bottles. The orchestra plays something classical and forgettable. Conversations hum with the particular frequency of people who've never worried about money, discussing stock portfolios, vacation homes, which private school has the best lacrosse program. At the center of it all stands David Sterling, 34 years old. Tom Ford tuxedo tailored to perfection. $200,000 Richard Mille watch catching the light with every gesture. He moves through the crowd like a king among subjects, accepting congratulations, shaking hands, his smile practiced and cold. In his arms, awkwardly, like an expensive accessory he's not quite sure how to operate, he holds his 6-month-old son, Ethan. The baby wears a miniature tuxedo that probably cost more than Carmen makes in a month. David takes the podium. Spotlights converge. The crowd settles into attentive silence. Thank you all for being here tonight, he begins, voice smooth with the confidence of someone who's never been told no. MindCore AI represents the future of human potential. Our new product will revolutionize how we identify talent, how we separate the qualified from the... He pauses for effect. Well, let's call them the support staff of society. Scattered uncomfortable laughter ripples through the crowd. Some people are born to innovate, David continues, warming to his theme. Others are born to serve. It's not cruel. It's not prejudice. It's just biology. Just nature. Some people have the intellect, the drive, the breeding to lead, and others, he shrugs, don't. More laughter now, louder. Some guests shift uncomfortably, but most nod along. This is what they've always believed, spoken aloud. In the background, barely visible, Carmen refills champagne glasses. Her face remains perfectly neutral, years of practice. But her hands shake slightly as she pours. Baby Ethan starts crying. Softly at first, a gentle fussing. David's smile tightens. As you can see, even I don't have all the answers yet. Polite laughter. His wife Jessica appears from the wings, equally elegant, equally cold. "David, give him to me." "I've been holding him all day, Jess. You try." "That's not my job right now." They speak in the harsh whispers of people who've forgotten how to be kind to each other. David bounces Ethan awkwardly. The crying intensifies, a rising wail that cuts through conversation. An hour passes. The crying doesn't stop. It escalates. Continuous, piercing wails echo off marble and crystal. David and Jessica stand near the coat check, arguing while three nannies, all certified, all expensive, all failing, take turns trying to soothe the baby. "Maybe he's hungry?" Nanny 1 suggests. "He just ate," Jessica snaps. "Diaper?" Nanny 2 offers. "We've changed him 4 times, David growls. "Could be gas, reflux, overstimulation," Nanny 3 begins. "I'm paying you $85 an hour, David interrupts, voice rising. "Figure it out!" The baby screams louder. Guests begin moving away from the noise, whispering behind raised hands. David's perfect evening crumbles with each wail. Near the coat check, Mateo has been pulled from storage. Mrs. Patterson needed extra hands. He folds guests' designer coats and fur wraps, trying to be invisible. But he can hear everything. The baby's cries reach him from 20 feet away, and something in the pattern makes his medical training kick in. He's listening not just to volume, but to type. Hunger cry sounds different from tired cry. Pain cry different from distress cry. This is something else. Something wrong. He whispers to himself, "That's not normal. The pattern's changing." Carmen appears beside him, urgent and afraid. "Mateo, eyes down. Work." He obeys, but keeps listening. 2 hours of screaming now. Ethan is red-faced, hoarse, exhausted. David and Jessica are frantic. A private pediatrician arrives, flown in by helicopter, summoned like an emergency consultant. The doctor examines Ethan under the ballroom's glittering lights, while guests pretend not to stare. "No fever, vitals stable, could be colic, could be reflux. Try this prescription." "That's it?" David's voice cracks. "Could be? I flew you here in my helicopter and you're guessing?" The pediatrician stiffens. "Mr. Sterling, babies cry. Sometimes there's no immediate explanation. Get out!" The doctor leaves, dignity barely intact. Ethan keeps screaming. A senior executive approaches David cautiously. "David, investors are leaving early. The noise—" "I know!" David's composure shatters completely. Sweat beads on his forehead. His perfect hair falls out of place. I know. Jessica's voice breaks. "Something's wrong with him. What if something's really wrong?" "He's fine. Just overstimulated. Just—" David's certainty wavers. For the first time tonight, he looks scared. From the coat check, Mateo watches. Every instinct screams that this isn't normal infant crying. The duration, the intensity, the way the pattern keeps shifting. These are warning signs. He takes a step forward. Carmen's hand clamps on his shoulder. "Mateo, no, do not get involved. They will fire me. We need this job. We need the money for your books, for food." "Mama, that baby's been crying for 3 hours. That's not... These people have doctors, expensive doctors. You think they want help from a 13-year-old? A security guard appears. "Hey, kid, you're staff, not entertainment. Stop staring at the guests." "I wasn't..." "Eyes on your work or you're out." Mateo turns away, humiliated. His hands shake with frustration. Every page he studied, every hour at the free clinic, every moment of preparation, useless because nobody will listen to someone who looks like him. 3.5 hours now. David stands in the center of the ballroom, holding Ethan, completely unraveling before 400 witnesses. His voice cracks with desperation. "Does anyone here know what's wrong? Anyone?" A guest approaches, an older woman, kind face. "Mr. Sterling, I'm a pediatric specialist. If I could just..." "Where did you get your degree?" "UC San Diego School of Medicine." David's face twists. "Not Ivy League." I need someone who actually knows what they're doing. The woman walks away, offended. Other guests shift uncomfortably. David's prejudice is showing, naked and ugly. Jessica grabs his arm. David, we need to take him to a hospital, now. And have photographers waiting? Have TMZ run headlines about how I can't handle my own child? Absolutely not. Your pride is more important than our son? Don't twist this. Near them, Carmen passes with empty champagne glasses. David stops her. You. Do you have children? Carmen freezes. Yes, sir. 4. Did any of them cry like this? Sometimes, but if it lasts this long, it could mean... David laughs, cruel, dismissive. I'm not taking parenting advice from the maid. Go back to work. The words land like slaps. Carmen's face goes blank. She nods and walks away. At the coat check, Mateo witnesses everything. His fists clench. His jaw tightens. He's watched his mother be dismissed, ignored, insulted his entire life. He's felt invisible at every school, every store, every place where people like them don't belong. And now he's watching the baby suffer because the people who could afford every expert in the world are too proud to admit they don't have all the answers. The clock on the wall reads 10:47 p.m. 5 hours of crying. And then, silence. Complete, sudden silence. For 3 seconds, everyone exhales in relief. Finally. Finally, it's over. Then Jessica screams, raw and primal, a sound that strips away wealth and status. David, he's not breathing! Time fractures. Baby Ethan's face shifts from red to pale to twilight blue. His tiny chest stops moving. David's face transforms, arrogance draining away, replaced by pure terror. Ethan! His voice breaks. He shakes the baby. Wrong move. Dangerous move. Jessica screams. The ballroom erupts. 400 people surge forward, phones out, voices overlapping. Call 911! Is there a doctor? Someone do something! Security rushes in. A waiter drops a tray, glass exploding. The orchestra stops mid-note. The pediatric specialist from earlier pushes through. Let me see him! David doesn't hear. He's frozen, staring at his son's blue lips, unable to process. This is real. Mr. Sterling, give him to me! The specialist's voice cuts sharper. Jessica rips Ethan from David's arms. The specialist lays him on a table, clearing champagne glasses. Crystal shatters. She checks his mouth. Something's blocking his airway. I can see it but can't reach. We need equipment. Another doctor rushes forward. Try back blows. The specialist's hands shake. I'm a pediatrician, not an ER. The angle isn't... She attempts back blows, movements hesitant. Ethan remains motionless. His lips darken purple. Someone's phone shows a timer. 2 minutes without oxygen. Brain damage begins at 4. In the coat check area, Mateo hears everything. The screaming, the chaos. Doctors arguing, the mother's pleas. His body moves before his brain catches up. He drops the coat he's holding and runs. Carmen sees him. Mateo, no! She grabs for him, but he's already gone. Mateo! He pushes through the crowd. Adults tower over him. Some glance down with confusion. Who's that kid? Security, there's a child. A guard reaches for him. Mateo dodges, keeps moving. His heart pounds, but his mind runs through protocols. Infant airway obstruction. Back blows. Chest thrusts. He breaks through and reaches the table. Sees Ethan motionless. Sees the specialist frozen. Paralyzed. His voice cuts clear. It's aspiration. Something's in his airway. Every face turns. 400 eyes on a 13-year-old in a wrinkled shirt. David's face contorts. Who the hell are you? Someone who knows what to do. The specialist stares. You're a child. I'm CPR certified. I've studied infant airway obstruction for 3 years. That baby has maybe 2 minutes before brain damage. You want to argue about my age, or do you want me to save him? Silence. Jessica collapses. Please. David looks at his son, at his blue lips, still chest. Then at Mateo, scuffed sneakers, brown skin. Everything David believes colliding with one truth. Nothing matters except saving your child. His voice breaks. Do it. Phones rise, recording. Mateo steps forward, hands trembling, eyes steady. Put him face down on your forearm. Support his head and jaw. Firm support. Head lower than chest. The specialist obeys. 5 back blows, between the shoulder blades, heel of your hand, hard enough to dislodge, not break ribs. She strikes. Once, twice, 3. Nothing. 4. 5. Ethan remains silent. Jessica sobs. It's not working. Mateo's voice stays steady. Turn him over, face up, support his head. The specialist flips him. 5 chest thrusts, 2 fingers, center of chest, below the nipple line, compress 1.5 inches, firm and fast. He demonstrates. She follows. 1, 2, 3. Timer, 3 minutes 40 seconds. 4, 5. Nothing. Time stops. Hope dies. Mateo refuses to give up. Check his mouth. Visual sweep. If you see the obstruction, remove it. She looks. Eyes widen. I see it. White plastic. Take it out. She extracts it with 2 fingers. A broken bottle nipple. Instantly, Ethan gasps. A tiny, desperate inhale. Then a cough. Then a wail, piercing and alive and perfect. His lips shift blue to pink in seconds. The ballroom explodes. Cheers. Applause. Crying. Jessica collapses, hands over face. David Sterling stands frozen, staring at his breathing son. Then at Mateo. The boy who saved his son is the same boy he refused to see. Paramedics burst through the ballroom doors, equipment clattering, radios squawking codes. They arrive seconds too late to save a life, but just in time to witness the aftermath. The lead paramedic rushes to the table where Ethan lies crying, that beautiful lung-filling wail of a child who almost died, but didn't. What happened here? He checks Ethan's vitals, fingers on tiny wrist, stethoscope on small chest. The specialist's voice shakes. Complete airway obstruction. Aspiration. This young man coached me through the protocol. The paramedic looks at Mateo, really looks at him. 13 years old, Goodwill shirt, scuffed sneakers. You did this? Mateo's voice comes quiet. I just knew the steps. The second paramedic examines Ethan, checking pupils, listening to breathing. Vitals stabilizing, color returning. Whoever performed this did it textbook perfect. He glances at Mateo. Where'd you train, kid? Community health program and books. Books. The paramedic shakes his head, impressed. Jesus, you saved this baby's life. They load Ethan onto a small gurney. Jessica climbs into the ambulance, never taking her eyes off her son, one hand on his chest, feeling it rise and fall. Before the doors close, she looks back at Mateo, tears streaming. Thank you. Her voice breaks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The ambulance pulls away, sirens wailing into the Los Angeles night. In the ballroom, silence settles like snow. Then movement, guests surging forward, surrounding Mateo. Phones everywhere, recording from every angle. This moment is already uploading to social media, spreading like wildfire. That was incredible. How old are you? Someone filmed this. Mateo stands frozen, overwhelmed. He's never been the center of attention, never been looked at like he matters. His hands start shaking now that the adrenaline is fading, delayed shock hitting. David Sterling remains 15 feet away, statue still. His perfect tuxedo is rumpled. His hair falls across his forehead. His hands hang at his sides, empty now that his son is gone. He stares at Mateo like seeing him for the first time. Security approaches Mateo, trying to reassert control. "All right, kid. Back to the service area." "Don't you dare!" The voice cuts like a blade. Everyone turns. An elegant woman in her 60s emerges from the crowd, silver hair pulled back, eyes sharp and assessing. She carries herself with the authority of someone used to being obeyed. "Ma'am, he's not a guest," the security guard begins. "This young man just saved a child's life while adults with medical degrees froze. He stays exactly where he is." She looks at the guard. "Are we clear?" The guard backs away. The woman approaches Mateo. "What's your name?" Mateo's voice is small, intimidated. Mateo Rivera." "Where did you learn infant CPR protocols, Mateo?" "I've been studying emergency pediatric care since I was 8. I volunteer at the free clinic on Saturdays. I got certified through the LA Community Health Program last year." "Why?" Mateo thinks, then answers simply, "Because I want to be a doctor, and doctors need to know how to save people." "How old are you?" 13. The woman pauses, then addresses the crowd. This 13-year-old knew more about infant emergency care in a crisis than most adults in this room, including some with medical degrees. She looks at the specialist, who nods agreement without shame. Carmen pushes through the crowd, panicked. "I'm so sorry, he wasn't supposed to. We'll leave." "You're his mother?" the woman asks. "Yes, I work here. I know he shouldn't have..." "Shouldn't have what? Saved a child's life?" The woman's voice warms. "You should be extraordinarily proud. Your son has a gift." Carmen's face crumbles. Relief, shock, pride colliding. Tears come and she can't stop them. David Sterling finally moves. He approaches slowly, each step heavy. The crowd parts, creating a corridor. Everyone watches, silent, witnessing something rare. A powerful man forced to confront his own prejudice. He stops 3 feet from Mateo. The contrast is stark. Billionaire Tom Ford versus teenager in Goodwill. For a long moment, David just stares. Then his voice comes out strange, broken. "You saved my son." "Yes, sir." "I told you to leave. I called you..." He can't finish. Can't say the words aloud, though everyone heard them earlier. Unqualified, unimportant, not worth listening to. Mateo's voice is quiet but firm. "You didn't think I could help because of how I look." Silence. 400 people holding their breath. "Yes." David's admission comes as a whisper. "That almost cost your son his life." Another silence. Phones recording from every angle. This moment will be replayed millions of times. A reckoning, a lesson, a mirror held up to America's ugliest assumptions. David's voice cracks. "I know." Mateo doesn't look away. "You said some people are born to serve, that credentials equal competence." "I did. Do you still believe that?" David looks at his hands, then at Mateo. Then Carmen in her maid's uniform, tears streaming down her face. Finally, he meets Mateo's eyes again. No, I don't." He drops to one knee, eye level with Mateo now, in front of 400 witnesses, in front of cameras that will share this moment with the world. His voice breaks completely. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You tried to help earlier. I heard you, and I dismissed you because of who I thought you were, what I thought you couldn't be." "What did you think I was?" David's answer comes honest, painful. "Invisible, unqualified, unimportant." "I'm none of those things." I know that now. The crowd reacts, some crying, others recording, all witnessing a powerful man's public reckoning with his own bigotry. Mrs. Patterson appears, the woman who threatened to fire Carmen hours earlier. She approaches Carmen, voice formal but genuine. Mrs. Rodriguez, I apologize for my earlier comments. Your son is exceptional. Carmen can only nod, too overwhelmed for words. The silver-haired woman speaks again. Mateo, I have a question. Yes, ma'am? Have you applied to UCLA's Medical Youth Scholars Program? Mateo pulls a crumpled letter from his pocket. I was going to. The deadline got extended. I just wasn't sure I was qualified. The woman takes the letter, examines it, then looks up with something like wonder. You weren't sure you were qualified. Mateo, you just performed emergency pediatric care under pressure in front of 400 people. You were more qualified than anyone in this room. She pulls out a business card, writes on the back. I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell, Dean of UCLA Medical School. This is my direct line. Call Monday morning. We'll discuss your application and full scholarship. Mateo stares at the card, disbelieving. What? UCLA doesn't let talent like yours slip away. Carmen sobs openly. Mateo's eyes shine with tears he's trying to hold back. David stands, voice stronger now. Dr. Mitchell, whatever scholarship doesn't cover, tuition, housing, books, anything, send me the bill. Mr. Sterling, you don't have to... Yes, I do. You gave me my son's life. I owe you everything. A guest shouts from the crowd. David, your whole speech was about credentials. What do you say now? David turns to face everyone, cameras focusing. He takes a breath. I was wrong. Completely, arrogantly wrong. Real qualification isn't about degrees or pedigree. It's about knowledge, skill, and courage to act when it matters. He looks at Mateo. This young man has more of that than I'll ever have. Applause erupts. Standing ovation. 400 people applauded a 13-year-old in scuffed sneakers. But even as Mateo stands there, overwhelmed, as his mother holds him tight, as the world begins to shift around them, none of them know the night isn't over. Because at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, baby Ethan is about to stop breathing again. The crowd hasn't dispersed. Too curious, too moved. Phones everywhere, already viral, spreading across social media. Hashtags forming, #Mateo Rivera, #RealHero. A tech journalist pushes through. Mateo, can I ask questions? I guess. You've studied medicine since age 8. Why? Mateo's face shifts, remembering. My little sister. When she was a baby, she stopped breathing. My mom was at work. I was watching her. I didn't know what to do. His voice is soft. The ambulance saved her, but I kept thinking, what if they'd been late? What if I'd known? So I started learning. The ballroom goes silent. From books? Books, YouTube, the free clinic, anywhere I could. Another guest speaks. What about school? Medical classes? Mateo's laugh is bitter. My school cut the science program 2 years ago. Budget cuts. Uncomfortable shifting. Many here vote for those cuts. Dr. Mitchell steps forward. Mateo, may I see your backpack? Confused, he hands it over. She pulls contents out one by one. Emergency pediatric care textbook, library discard. She opens it. Look at these notes. Detailed, accurate. Medical terminology is correct. She pulls out the notebook. Case studies, graduate level work. She holds up the CPR card. Certified at age 12. Then the photograph. Where is this? Eastside Community Health Clinic. I volunteer on Saturdays. I translate for Spanish-speaking families. Dr. Mitchell addresses the crowd. While most 13-year-olds play video games, this young man spends weekends learning medicine in a free clinic. Her voice hardens. And we almost missed him. You almost missed him, David. Wrong clothes, wrong mother, wrong skin color. David flinches, but accepts it. You're right. A voice from the back, an older Latino man, distinguished. Did you say East Side Community Clinic? Yes, sir. The man smiles huge. Mateo, the nurses talk about you constantly. The boy who reads medical journals. The one who taught himself x-rays. Mateo flushes. I just watch. I'm Dr. Robert Hernandez. I founded that clinic. He turns to the crowd. This young man diagnosed pyloric stenosis 3 months ago, caught it before my staff. We thought colic. He insisted on ultrasound. He was right. That baby needed emergency surgery. Gasps. Phones capture everything. Mateo Rivera didn't just save one baby tonight. He's been saving them for years. None of you knew because none of you were looking. Dr. Mitchell's voice softens. Mateo, what do you want to be? A pediatric surgeon. Why pediatrics? Because kids can't advocate for themselves. They need someone who listens. He pauses. Nobody listened to my family when we needed help. I want to be that person. A mother in the crowd wipes tears. You already are, sweetheart. David speaks, voice thick. Earlier I gave a speech about who deserves respect, about qualifications. He looks at Mateo. This 13-year-old taught me more in 30 minutes than I learned in 34 years. He turns to the crowd. I'm canceling tonight's product launch. Instead, I'm writing $1 million to East Side Community Health Clinic in Mateo Rivera's name. The ballroom erupts. Cheers. Applause. Carmen collapses into a chair, overwhelmed. Dr. Hernandez kneels beside her. We can finally afford equipment, staff, help more families. The journalist checks her phone. Trending worldwide, 50,000 retweets. Another guest looks up. TMZ picked it up, Reddit front page. Mateo stands center. This invisible boy, suddenly the most visible person in America. Dr. Mitchell touches his shoulder. Ready for what comes next? Mateo doesn't understand. Then David's phone rings. He answers, face going pale. What? When? We're coming now. He looks up, terror fresh. It's Ethan. Something's wrong. They said come immediately. The celebration stops cold. David grabs keys, running. Dr. Mitchell moves fast. I'm coming. She looks at Mateo. You too. Me? You saved him once. He might need you again. They rush toward the exit. David, Dr. Mitchell, Mateo, Carmen following. The crowd parts, silent. In the parking garage, David's Tesla speeds toward Cedars-Sinai, tires squealing. Backseat, Mateo's mind races. What could go wrong? Aspiration pneumonia? Delayed reaction? Airway trauma? He doesn't know yet that in 20 minutes he'll face the hardest test of his life. That he'll prove himself not once but twice. That his 5 years of study will be tested in ways no 13-year-old should face. The Tesla cuts through Los Angeles, police escort wailing behind. Inside, 4 people race toward a hospital where a baby's life hangs in the balance. Again. Cedars-Sinai Medical Center rises against the Los Angeles night sky, lit windows like stars in concrete and glass. David's Tesla screeches into the emergency bay, barely stopping before he's out, running. Dr. Mitchell follows, Mateo and Carmen close behind. Security tries to stop them at the door. Visiting hours, protocols, authorized personnel only. But David's name opens every barrier. Money has that power. They rush through sterile hallways, past waiting rooms filled with worried families, past nurses at stations who look up as the billionaire and his unlikely entourage sprint past. The elevator takes forever. David slams the button repeatedly like that will make it faster. His hands shake. His perfect composure from the Gala is completely gone, stripped away by the most primal fear, losing a child. 4th floor, pediatric wing. They burst through doors into organized chaos, nurses rushing, monitors beeping. Overhead lights are harsh and unforgiving. A doctor emerges from a room. Dr. Patel, early 40s, kind face now etched with concern. "Mr. Sterling, Mrs. Sterling." Jessica is already in the room. They can hear her through the open door. That sound no parent should make. Raw animal grief mixed with terror. "What happened?" David's voice cracks. "Sudden respiratory distress. Oxygen saturation dropping. We're trying to stabilize, but..." David pushes past into the room. The others follow. Baby Ethan lies in a hospital crib, monitors attached, wires everywhere. His tiny chest heaves, struggling for air, lips pale. The monitor shows oxygen levels, 78%, 76, 74, dropping. Jessica clutches the crib rail, tears streaming. "He was fine. He was breathing fine. Then he just..." A nurse adjusts oxygen flow. Another checks vitals. Dr. Patel examines Ethan quickly, professionally, but Mateo can see the worry in her movements. "Was he aspirating again?" Dr. Patel asks. "No, airway's clear. Could be delayed reaction. Trauma to the airway from the initial obstruction." Mateo stands in the doorway, watching. His mind processes everything. The breathing pattern, the skin color, the timeline. Something's wrong, but it's not an aspiration. The chest movement is different. The sound is different. This is... His voice cuts through, loud and clear. "It's not an aspiration." Everyone turns. "Mateo, you can't be in here." Dr. Patel begins. He walks in anyway, eyes locked on Ethan. "Look at his chest, the way he's breathing. That's not obstruction. That's an allergic reaction." Dr. Patel's face shifts. "Allergic to what?" "You gave him antibiotics, didn't you, after the aspiration? Prophylactic, in case bacteria got into his lungs?" A nurse checks the chart. "Yes, amoxicillin, standard protocol." "He's allergic." Mateo points to Ethan's skin. "Look, hives forming on his chest and neck, breathing difficulty. This is anaphylaxis." Dr. Patel looks, really looks, and her face goes white. "Oh my God, he's right." The nurse flips through papers. "But there's no allergy listed." "Because he's 6 months old," Mateo explains quickly. "This might be his first exposure. His parents didn't know." Jessica's voice breaks from across the room. "He's never had amoxicillin before. Never had any antibiotics." The monitor beeps urgently. Oxygen, 70%. Dr. Patel's training takes over. "Get me an EpiPen, pediatric dose, now." The nurse runs to a supply cabinet, yanks it open, searches frantically. "We're out! Supply room is on another floor." "Then run." "There's no time." Mateo's voice is steady despite his racing heart. "Look at his oxygen. 70 and dropping. By the time she gets back..." "I know." Dr. Patel's voice is tight with controlled panic. "I know. We need epinephrine now. You can give it manually. Draw from a vial, calculate dosage, inject intramuscular." "I know, but pediatric dosing, if I get the calculation wrong..." 0.01 milligrams per kilogram. He looks about 8 kilos. That's 0.08 milligrams. Draw from a 1 to 1,000 concentration vial. That's 0.08 milliliters. Dr. Patel stares at him. "You just calculated that in your head?" "I've studied pediatric dosing charts for 2 years. Another doctor in the room, younger, nervous, checks his phone. "He's right. That's correct." The monitor, 68%. 66. Dr. Patel barks orders. "Get me epinephrine vial, 1 to 1,000 concentration, and a tuberculin syringe." The remaining nurse runs to the cabinet, returns in seconds with supplies. Dr. Patel tears open the packaging, hands shaking as she draws medication into the syringe. The needle trembles. Her breathing is fast, shallow. The pressure is crushing her. "I can't... my hands..." She stops, syringe hovering. I can't steady them. Mateo watches the monitor. 64%. 62. Brain damage at sustained levels below 60. His voice comes quietly. May I? Everyone freezes. The room goes silent except for monitors beeping, Ethan struggling to breathe. Dr. Patel looks at him. You're not licensed. Neither was I when I saved him the first time. David's voice cuts in, firm and certain. Let him do it. Jessica nods frantically. Please. Dr. Patel's hands shake worse. The syringe wavers. She's a good doctor, but the stakes are crushing her, and she knows, one mistake means a dead child and a destroyed career and a lifetime of what-ifs. If something goes wrong, she whispers, something is wrong, right now. Mateo's voice is calm, steady, older than 13 years. And if we don't act in the next 30 seconds, he'll go into cardiac arrest. The monitor, 60%. 58. Jessica's sob fills the room. Dr. Patel makes her decision. She hands the syringe to Mateo. Talk me through it. Every step. Mateo takes the syringe. His hands are steady, steadier than hers, steadier than they should be. Hold his leg. Anterolateral thigh muscle. Firm grip so he can't move. Dr. Patel grips Ethan's tiny leg. Position the syringe at 90 degrees to his thigh. Quick, firm insertion. Don't hesitate or it'll hurt more. Inject slowly. 1 second. Withdraw. Dr. Patel positions the needle, takes a breath. Her training wars with her fear. Mateo's voice softens. You can do this. I believe in you. The same words someone once said to him at the free clinic, when he was scared and unsure and thought he couldn't help anyone. Dr. Patel steadies. Injects. The needle goes in smooth, medicine flowing, then out. Time crawls. 5 seconds feel like 5 hours. 10 seconds. 15 seconds. The monitor, 56%. 54. 52. Jessica can't watch. David holds her, both of them shaking. 20 seconds. Carmen grips Mateo's shoulder, praying in Spanish under her breath. 25 seconds. Then, the monitor climbs. 54, 57, 61. Ethan's breathing eases. The desperate heaving slows, becomes more regular. Hives on his chest start to fade, skin color shifting from pale to pink. 65, 70, 76. Dr. Patel exhales, a sound like her soul returning to her body. It's working. 82, 87, 91. The second nurse runs back in, EpiPen in hand. I got... She stops, seeing the monitors, seeing Ethan breathing normally. We already administered, Dr. Patel says quietly. Manual draw. She looks at Mateo. Thanks to him. Within 3 minutes, Ethan is stable, breathing normal, color good, heart rate steady. Jessica rushes to the crib, scoops him up carefully, monitors still attached, and holds him close, sobbing into his hair. David stands frozen, watching his son breathe, unable to process that this almost happened twice in one night. Dr. Patel turns to Mateo, and her face holds something like awe. You saved him twice. Mateo's legs suddenly feel weak. The adrenaline is crashing, delayed shock hitting hard. I just knew what to do. Most medical residents don't calculate pediatric dosing that fast. You're 13. The younger doctor speaks up. Who is this kid? The nurse checks her phone. Wait, this is the boy from the Gala. It's everywhere online. Dr. Patel stares at Mateo. You're the one who did CPR? And now this? She shakes her head slowly. Do you understand what you did tonight? You recognized aspiration. coached correct CPR, diagnosed anaphylaxis, calculated emergency medication dosing under pressure, without mistakes. Mateo's voice is quiet. I've been preparing my whole life. For what? To be someone who can help when it matters. Silence fills the room. Doctors, nurses, parents, all looking at this 13-year-old boy in a wrinkled shirt who just saved a life twice in 5 hours. Jessica holds Ethan, looking at Mateo with tears streaming. You didn't just save him once. You saved him twice. How do we ever repay that? Mateo's answer is simple, honest. You already did. You let me help. Most people don't. Then his legs give out. Carmen catches him, guides him to a chair. Dr. Patel checks his pulse, racing but steady. You're in shock. Normal response. Mateo looks dazed. Did that actually happen? Carmen kneels beside him, crying. Yes, baby. You saved him. Twice. Mateo's composure finally cracks. Tears come. I was so scared. What if I got it wrong? What if... Dr. Patel's voice is gentle but firm. But you didn't. You trusted your training. That's what doctors do. Mateo looks up at her. I'm not a doctor. Dr. Patel smiles. Not yet. Dawn breaks over Los Angeles. Through hospital windows, the city wakes. In the pediatric room, Mateo, Carmen, David, and Jessica sit together near Ethan's crib. The baby sleeps peacefully, monitors showing perfect vitals. David breaks the silence. I need to ask you something. Mateo looks up, tired. Okay. Why did you help? After how I treated you? After what I said? Mateo's answer comes simple. Because he needed help. It doesn't matter who his father is. David's voice cracks. But it should have mattered who you are, and I didn't see it. People don't see me. I'm used to it. Carmen's voice cuts sharp, angry. You shouldn't have to be. Jessica nods. She's right. We're sorry. Both of us. Mateo looks at David. Your speech tonight, about people being born to serve. David flinches. I know. My mom serves people, cleans hotels. I work 3 jobs so I can have books. His voice strengthens. She's the smartest, strongest person I know. She wasn't born to serve. She chooses to work hard. There's a difference. Carmen covers her face, shoulders shaking. Nobody is born to serve, Mateo continues. And nobody is born superior. We're all just people. David's voice is barely a whisper. You're 13. And you're wiser than I'll ever be. Patel enters with a clipboard. Good news. Ethan can go home this afternoon. No complications. She looks at Mateo. Thanks to you. Jessica asks, what happens now for Mateo? Dr. Patel smiles. If it were up to me, I would have gone to medical school yesterday. Mateo manages a small smile. I think I need to finish middle school first. Everyone laughs, tension breaking. David speaks firmly. Mateo, I meant what I said. Your education, fully funded. No strings. Mr. Sterling. David, just David. David, I don't need everything paid for. Just a fair chance. That's all anyone needs. David nods, understanding sinking in. You'll have it. I promise. Sunlight fills the room, warm and golden. Ethan stirs, opens his eyes, sees his parents and smiles. Pure, innocent, unaware how close he came to dying twice. 1 week later. The story of Mateo Rivera has exploded across every screen in America. Television news loops the footage from the gala. David Sterling on his knees, Mateo coaching the CPR. The moment Ethan gasped back to life. Social media erupts with hashtags trending worldwide. Hashtag Mateo Rivera, #RealHero, #The Mateo Effect. News anchors speak in reverent tones. The 13-year-old who saved a billionaire's baby has captured the nation's heart. Talk show hosts book him. Joining us today, the teen being called a real-life superhero. Twitter explodes with reactions. This kid is a hero gains 2.4 million likes. We need more Mateos and fewer entitled billionaires gets 890,000 retweets. In the Rivera apartment in East LA, life has changed overnight. The small, clean home, once quiet and private, now draws news vans, reporters camping on the narrow street. 4 younger siblings crowd around their brother at the kitchen table while he tries doing homework, impossible now with constant interruptions. His 7-year-old sister tugs his sleeve. "Mateo, you're on TV again." He sighs, embarrassed. "I know, mijita. Can I finish this math problem?" Carmen enters holding her phone, eyes wide with disbelief. "Mateo, look at these." Email after email fills the screen. Full scholarship to Johns Hopkins Medical Youth Program, Harvard Medical School, Early Acceptance Track invitation, Good Morning America interview request, book deal offer, $250,000 advance. Mateo stares, overwhelmed. I just did what anyone should do." "But nobody else did, mijo. You did." At Eastside Community Health Clinic, Dr. Hernandez shows Mateo the transformation David Sterling's $1 million donation created. New ultrasound machines, updated examination rooms, supplies that were luxuries last week now stock every cabinet. "We can serve 3 times as many families now," Dr. Hernandez explains, voice thick with emotion. "Because of you." "Because of Mr. Sterling's donation," Mateo corrects, "which he made because of you. Don't diminish what you did." At the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, Carmen returns to work. But everything is different. Mrs. Patterson meets her in the hallway, formal but genuine. "Carmen, we'd like to offer you a management position, head of hospitality services, 75,000 salary plus full benefits." Carmen's legs nearly give out. What? "You raised an extraordinary young man while working 3 jobs. That takes leadership skill we need." In David Sterling's office, he sits with his PR team watching the viral videos rack up millions of views. His approval rating has skyrocketed. Public perception transformed overnight from arrogant billionaire to humbled father who learned a lesson. His PR representative smiles. "Your numbers have never been higher. People love the redemption arc." David cuts her off. "I don't care about approval ratings. I care about doing what's right." He opens his laptop, begins typing an email to his entire company. "Effective immediately, MindCore AI will implement the following changes: diversity hiring initiatives, partnerships with underprivileged schools, scholarship programs for students like Mateo Rivera who have talent but lack opportunity." At UCLA Medical School, Dr. Mitchell meets with her admissions committee presenting a proposal. "I'm proposing the Rivera Initiative, full scholarships for talented students from underserved communities who demonstrate exceptional dedication to medicine." A committee member frowns. "Because of one viral video?" Dr. Mitchell's voice hardens. "Because we've been missing brilliant people like Mateo for decades. That ends now." News coverage continues showing the ripple effects. A community organizer speaks to cameras. "This story proves what we've been saying for years. Talent is everywhere, but opportunity isn't." An education advocate adds, "We need to ask ourselves, how many Mateos have we missed because we weren't looking?" At Mateo's school, his science teacher pulls him aside. "Because of you, the district is restoring our science program. Full funding." Mateo's eyes fill with tears. "Really? Really? You changed minds, Mateo, including mine. I'm sorry I didn't see your potential before." That evening, the Rivera family gathers around their small dinner table. Simple meal, rice, beans, chicken. But the atmosphere feels different, lighter, hopeful. Mateo's 9-year-old brother asks, "When you're a famous doctor, will you forget about us?" Mateo reaches across, ruffles his hair. "Never. You're my why. All of you." Carmen raises her water glass, voice breaking with pride and relief and joy. "To Mateo, who showed the world that worth isn't about where you come from, but who you choose to be." Everyone raises their glasses, mismatched cups and old jelly jars, but it doesn't matter. Mateo shakes his head gently. "No, Mama, to you, for showing me what strength looks like every single day." 3 months later, the Beverly Wilshire hosts another gala. This time, Mateo walks through the front entrance in a borrowed suit. Carmen beside him in a beautiful dress. They're guests of honor at the Rivera Medical Education Fund launch. David Sterling takes the podium, the same stage where he once preached about who deserves respect. 3 months ago, I gave a speech about credentials defining worth. I was wrong about everything. Silence. Everyone is listening. Real qualification isn't a degree. It's knowledge applied with courage. Real worth isn't money. It's what you do when someone needs help. He looks at Mateo. "My son is alive because a 13-year-old refused to let circumstances define him. Tonight, we launch a fund to find more young people like Mateo." Standing ovation. Mateo approaches the podium, nervous but confident now. "I'm not special. I just paid attention and cared. I refuse to believe people like me don't get to dream big." He pauses. "There are thousands of kids like me everywhere. Brilliant but invisible. Kids who could change the world if someone just looked." He scans the crowd. "Who are you not seeing? Who are you dismissing because they don't look right? The next person who saves your life might be someone you'd never expect." Tears flow through the audience. "Thank you for seeing me. Now let's see everyone else." Carmen hugs him. The camera pulls back, showing transformed hearts. This story asks, who have you made invisible? Worth isn't given by society. It's proven by action. Heroes don't come from privilege. They come from perseverance. Mateo didn't need permission to be extraordinary. He needed a chance. That chance could have come years earlier if someone had looked. Don't let the next Mateo stay invisible. See people. Really see them. If this story moved you, share it. If it changed you, act on it. Comment below. Who inspired you to believe in yourself? Subscribe for stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Everyone deserves to be seen. Everyone deserves a chance. The Rivera Medical Education Fund has provided scholarships to 847 students from underserved communities. 98% graduated medical school. They're saving lives because someone finally saw them.